Sup guys, Hiking here, bringing you some new Resident Evil 9 update and leaks apparently. So remember to take this with a grain of salt. This isn't confirmed, but it's always nice to discuss these rumors and supposed leaks because you never know, they might end up being true. But for now, take it with a grain of salt. As always, remember to like and subscribe, and yeah, we're gonna dive right into this and see what we got here. Yeah, guys, I had to redo the video again because, yeah, the audio didn't record. Damn it. I have to do all of this again. But, yeah, I'm just going to go through it very quickly and just talk about it slide by slide, okay? So, yeah, moving on. Remember, again, like and subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Let's do this. Alright, Resident Evil 9 updates from LutuxFix on the Reddit forum that he posts on. Some information about the RE9 delay that you might want to know. All of this information was provided by a source from Capcom USA Marketing over coffee today. Capcom was not happy with the marketing results for Village. Several aspects are being reworked in the marketing for RE9 before an official and imminent announcement. The game is in an advanced stage of development, as I have said several times, but some gameplay aspects and items still need more polish, like the smoke grenade. I am not saying that it is the only factor responsible for the delay, but my contact said that the RE engine reached its maximum limit with RE9, and it will most likely be one of the last REs on this engine. The Rex engine is not far from being presented to the public. RE9 will have a marketing that my contact describes as stereoscopic, whatever that word is. So yeah, LutuxFix a few days ago said that he was going to meet some friends. One of them works in the marketing for Capcom. And he was going to discuss Resident Evil 9 with them and see if he can get more information out of them. And yeah, he's done that. And yeah, we got some info here basically. So yeah, regarding he did talk about the delay last time regarding the smoke grenade, which was a bit confusing. It didn't make a lot of sense. But apparently it's not the only issue. This is apparently going to be one of the last games that Capcom is going to use the RE engine on before they switch over to the Rex engine, which they already revealed. So we know they got a new engine in progress. And yeah, I'm assuming that the Rex engine going forward is going to be used for upcoming games like Resident Evil 10 and the Dino Crisis remake. And the reason I say that is because it's literally called the Rex engine. REX, RE10, Dino Crisis, T-Rex, Rex, it fits. It fits. It would make very poetic sense for those two games to be some of the first ones to use that. So, and as for what the last games will be that will use the RE engine, I'm assuming it will be RE9 and obviously the remakes that we're going to be getting, which consist of RE0 remake and Code Veronica remake apparently. So, yeah. Anything else that's worth discussing here? Capcom was not happy with the marketing results for Village. I don't know. I thought the marketing was fine. I don't really get the gist of that, but the whole it will have a marketing that my contact describes as stereoscopic. I don't even know. I don't really know what that word means. High, big, or something. So, I guess maybe I don't know. But we're moving on. Leon is in a promotional image that my contact saw during a planning meeting. He describes his look as a mature Leon, but not too far from what RE4 remake was. So here's the answer to the question you've been asking me for months. Yes, RE9 will have Jill and Leon. He knows absolutely nothing about test sessions involving Leon, even though he is in the game. Marketing has only worked on test sessions involving Jill, at least in America. Blue Umbrella will be in the game. They are already developing the synopsis, and from the little material they have received to work with, the corporation is mentioned as something central to the game. He is confident in saying that things like moon codes, symbols, and ritualistic things do not seem to fit into the game. But he doesn't rule it out completely because when you work with marketing, something so secretive, your material is nebulous. So yeah, Leon's in the game. That's that. He confirmed it. Like, he kept saying that from what he played, there was no mention of Leon. But then you have all these rumors of other test sessions going on where people said they played Leon. Leon's the main character, but there's no mention of Jill. But now he's gotten some info saying, yes, Leon is in fact in the game. So this is a Jill and Leon game, which, if this is true, it backs up my theory that I suggested weeks ago that Capcom is secretly making two campaigns, right? They're both RE9, and at some point they're going to put these together. But they basically, the people they have testing these games out, no one is aware of what the actual bigger story is. So yeah, I'm thinking this game RE9 is going to be heavily inspired by Remake 2 and Remake 4. So yeah, at least in America. So I'm assuming only American people have tested Jill, and maybe other countries are doing Leon, perhaps. Don't know what to think about that. It's a bit weird. Blue Umbrella will be in the game. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The fact that they got the original, this is annoying. The fact that the original director for RE7 is coming back to do RE9 means that he's going back and he's going to finish up what he set up with RE7. And when you look at RE7 to RE8 to RE9, especially if the Connections and Blue Umbrella are going to come back in that game, it makes sense that that's going to be basically a trilogy. That forms a trilogy essentially. RE7 to RE8 is a duology that revolves around the Winters family, or Ethan Winters. That's its own thing. But when it comes to Blue Umbrella and the Connections, that's going to be... It seems like it's going to be a trilogy that started with RE7 and it's going to end with RE9 properly, most likely. And as for the whole rumors, because there's been a lot of rumors saying that's going to be moon calls, there's going to be something to do with the moon and that, and rituals and cults and that. A lot of rumors like that, at least when it comes to the Leon stuff. He's saying, the guy he talked to said it doesn't fit, but it might be in it. It might be in it because he said he doesn't know anything about Leon's game testing, but he did see him in the marketing materials. So yeah, it could be legit. It could be legit. It could be a case that Joe is investigating Blue Umbrella, the Connections, the BSA basically, and Alex is involved in that somehow. And then you've got the stuff with Leon and this cult, which again. Those rumors said that Barry is in Leon's campaign for some reason, and it's like, why is Barry in those campaigns? And then, what's he got to do with the story? And then, of course, if Alex Wesker's in it, that would sort of make sense because, she had that whole thing with the cult and stuff, how people were worshipping her as the Overseer in Revelations 2. So it could be a thing that comes back here, and Leon is dealing with that, and Barry is helping him because it's to do with Alex Wesker. So you've got Alex, probably Alex is going to be the focus of that, and then you've got Jill focusing on the stuff to do with the BSA and using bioweapons and being helped by Blue Umbrella perhaps, and then obviously the Connection somehow ties into that. But yeah, we'll have to wait for more info until then. Moving on. More testing. According to him, Capcom is planning 2 more testing sessions during next 6 months. He doesn't know if the same teams of testers will be called. I hope so low. So this guy's hoping he's going to come back. If he does, that means we're going to get more info later on. It is a bit strange that he's getting away with posting this, but then it is on Reddit. He's not giving out his real name, so I'm guessing he can get away with it, even if he did sign an NDA. And this stuff happens. You do get actual testers coming out and revealing, oh, I played this, and this is what's going to happen and that. So it does happen from time to time. You just got to be really clever and secretive about how you go about revealing that info, and that way you can get away with it, I guess. But yeah, you kind of have to wonder, is Capcom seeing this stuff and it's like, oh, I wonder who it is that's leaking this stuff. So, yeah, it's curious how they go about sorting out who they think is the leaker and that, So, this is one of those points where it's like, you gotta take it with a grain of salt because it is a bit weird. It's like, this guy's getting away with revealing all of this and Capcom's doing nothing to stop it. RE9 is still a 2025 product for now. Apparently the game is still planned for the second half of 2025, but whether that actually happens depends on all the issues that are hindering the reveal at the moment. In any case, his personal opinion is that he doesn't think this game will reach our homes this year. So the marketing guy doesn't think it's coming out this year, but Capcom is still planning for this game to come out this year. Okay, let's think about that for a second. Let's break down when the reveal and the release date could be, right? Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 2 Remake, they were both revealed in June events. They were both revealed in June E3 events. And then they both came out 7 months later in January the next year. So it could be a case where Capcom's going to do the same thing here, where they're going to have a short marketing campaign where they reveal the game very early this year and then it comes out late this year. So when realistically, if this game is coming out, if the aim is to get this game out by this year, what's a realistic time to reveal it and when can it come out? The best time for this game to be revealed is pretty much after Monster Hunter comes out, and that's going to be at the end of February, right? So properly for March, April to May, that is the best time to reveal this game if they are going with the 7 months gap that they did with those two games especially. In that case, the game could realistically come out in 7 months from those initial months if it's revealed then, basically between October, November, and December. Those are the only real times this game could come out if it's being revealed early now, like at some point in the next month or two, basically. Personally, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think this game is 100% coming out in 2026 for the 30th anniversary. I'm expecting a reveal in June. If anything's going to come out this year, it's most likely going to be Resident Evil 0 Remake. That's my prediction. Like I don't see. I would love for RE9 to come out this year, but I don't see that happening. I see that game coming out in 2026. And obviously, the game is being treated as the biggest survival horror entry in the franchise, according to a preliminary synopsis. The guy who directed RE7 is directing this, and he said Resident Evil has to be scary. So, yeah, it would make sense this would be a big survival horror game. But if Leon's in the game, I'm expecting Leon's campaign to be similar to RE4 Remake, but maybe more horror focused, you know? Moving on. And this is the last part, I think, from him. The name Apocalypse keeps coming up in marketing meetings, so that shouldn't be changed. The hospital should not be the only environment in the game, contrary to what I personally believed. The smoke grenade is not the only new thing in the game. We will also have sound grenades, which can be used to attract very aggressive creatures and avoid combat. I hope this can be used against those damn hunters. Capcom will tease more things about RE until May. That wording's a bit weird, until May. It makes it sound like Capcom's going to start, marketing the game until May and that. So no, I think what it means is we're gonna be waiting until May to maybe get reveals about this game, which means that if they're going to reveal this game in May, this game's probably going to come out in December. Unless they pull a Resident Evil 3 remake, in which case, that game was revealed in December, in a December state of play, and it came out 4 months later in April, the year after. So maybe they do something similar like that, like the game gets revealed early and it comes out early. Who knows? Maybe not, but I'm still saying 2026. And apparently the game is called Apocalypse. It is called Resident Evil Apocalypse, which, okay, yeah, fair enough. And then the hospital not being the only environment, which makes sense. He's even saying it here, like, contrary to what I thought, yeah, it's not the only environment, which makes sense, again, because if Leon's in the game, you're going to have different environments and new environments. And then, of course, we got other grenade types, sound grenades, for example. So, yeah, that's a bit weird, but I guess if that is legit, I guess maybe stealth will play a part in it, maybe. So, because he's saying it can be used to attract very aggressive creatures and avoid combat. So that makes it sound like stealth is in this game. Yeah, moving on. You had someone ask, so no RE0 Remake or Code Veronica, but both IGN and Andy Robinson collaborated Dusks Golem's so-called leak and said he was legit for once. So, yeah, if you guys remember, Dusks Golem came out and said that Capcom is working on 5 RE games. 3 of those are RE9, RE0 Remake, Code Veronica Remake. He didn't say what the other 2 were. Personally, I think he's just pulling our leg. But then you had IGN and Andy Robinson come in and say, no, Dusk is telling the truth. He's right for once. I'm just paraphrasing here. And they basically collaborated and said he's legit. That RE0 Remake and Code Veronica Remake are indeed happening. But LutuxFix had this to say. These conversations about Code Veronica and RE0 have been happening between devs since the release of RE2 Remake in 2019. There are indeed remakes in development, but it's hard to say which ones, and Code Veronica and RE0 are safe bets to announce as confirmed. RE0 has indeed been in development for a long time, but Code Veronica is nothing more than speculation. And again, it's a safe bet that someone will post something like, check this out guys, the remake you've been asking for years is being made, okay? This shouldn't take long to come out. Anyone can be an insider like that. Which is true, like anyone can come out and say that stuff, oh this is happening, and it's what people would want to hear. But it's still surprising, and he does confirm that RE0 Remake is indeed happening. So that, the fact that they're remaking RE0 pretty much confirms to me that Code Veronica Remake is indeed happening. Like, if they're remaking that, they're remaking that. And it would make sense, because if you're going to remake RE5 eventually, you need Code Veronica first, because Code Veronica is the game that sets RE5 up. It sets up all the plot points that RE5 literally continues and rolls around about. So it needs to happen. It needs to happen before RE5 Remake comes out, because you also have new fans, and a lot of new fans are going to, if you jump straight to RE5 Remake, they're going to be confused. Who is Wesker? What is Wesker's deal? Why is there a rivalry between Quist? What's going on? What's the progenitor virus? Who's Spencer, etc., etc. You need to set these things up, and it makes sense that they would do these remakes first, as well as because they're survival horror games. As I said this before in a previous video, You know, it makes sense to remake Zero and Code Veronica first because they are survival horror / zombie games, and Capcom still wants to focus on that, so it would make sense to get those out as well. Like, they're like the final games to remake in terms of survival horror, and then after that, it's just pretty much action games, right? So it makes sense for those games to come. Moving on. Will we have human enemies, the Connections agents and the Connection soldiers, and BSA BOW soldiers from RE8 Village and RE9? And he said, I believe that BOW soldiers should appear. No, he's not confirming they will be in it. He's just saying he believes that they should appear. And it makes sense to me. I mean, RE8 ended with that setup. That, oh, the BSA is using these bioweapon soldiers. So it makes sense to me that those enemy types would be fightable in the next game. That you're setting this up and that you're going to be able to fight them in the next game. I know people are going to sit there and go, oh, we're going to get human enemies with guns again. But it's a theme that fits. It's a natural evolution of what things have happened and how things have been set up. Like, it makes sense that this would happen. Like, it happened in RE... you know, we had it a little bit in RE4. We had it in RE5 and RE6. So it just makes sense for them to go to that. And because, like always, in these games, when they get towards the third act, the action is when it starts to pump up. Like the games, like when you get like those horror games like RE7 and Revelations, they're very horror focused in necessarily in the beginning and in the middle, but then when you get to the third act, you know, it's just action, like boom, action. So it kind of makes sense that would be sort of like an end game enemy that you fight maybe. Moving on, the next posts are to do with Dusks and his response to this, and he had this to say. So this was literally his post the day after this stuff came out with LutuxFix. Points to this tweet for those asking me about the RE9 rumor going around today. I've been asked multiple times in multiple places about that Resident Evil 9 rumor floating around, about the hospital Goatman Stalker thing, was also emailed about it 2 months ago. It's fake as far as I know. So Dusks is sitting there going, this is fake, this is not true. Personally, I don't believe him. I don't believe Dusk. I don't. I think he is full of shit. Especially with the fact that he hasn't really talked about RE9. He hasn't really talked about it. He hasn't given us any info except for, oh, Leon is in the game, or at least what I played, he's in the opening, and it takes place on an island in the South China EC. That's all he said, and that's it. He hasn't talked about the game after that, and yeah, he hasn't really given us anything substantial for us to go, oh yeah, he's telling the truth. Whereas LutuxFix, you know, he's been updating. He's been updating regularly every few months, every few weeks. You know, he's not posting every day going, oh yeah, this, and this, and that. He's answering questions, but, you know, he's not going around like, oh, by the way, this and that. Like, he's taking his time. He made his first post months ago, last year, and then he made an update 6 months after. Like, that doesn't feel like someone that's, like, sitting around making jokes and playing around. Do you know what I mean? Like, it seems like it is. It seems like this guy is legit. Like he is telling that he's trying to be very honest. Whereas with Dusk, his stuff just comes across as, oh, I don't know. This is gonna happen because I know this. But then that's it. It's like that's all he knows. Like that's all he knows. The way he communicates, the way he posts stuff, it at least when it comes to RE, it doesn't necessarily come across as, oh, I know this for certain. It's like you're just spitting things that seem obvious, you know. Or what other people have theorized or guessed beforehand. He does make a post about this. Can you remind us if RE9 comes out this year or next? It was changed so many times that I forgot what's real low. Over a year ago, like 2023, RE9 was slated for an early 2025 release with a summer 24 reveal. However, the game got an eternal delay. This was actually the second delay the game got, though the first one was pre-COVID and from the Capcom hack, so not really a rumor. The original plan was to release it in early 24, but it got a year delay after COVID took root. Then another delay for development reasons in late 2023, early 2024. So yeah, that kind of matches up. I've been saying this as well. If the game was going to come out in 2025, we would have gotten a reveal in 2024. That didn't happen. So yeah, I'm still sticking with the theory, with the prediction that this game is going to come out in 2026. We'll get the reveal this year. But yeah, as for all the other stuff, I guess it could be true. I mean, COVID really did screw a lot of things up. So yeah, moving on. Basically, there's been one rumor that was true but missed by most, but it's also quite outdated information, so its value will be more in retrospective. And then a lot of BS rumors around RE9 that people keep latching onto. There's not a lot of rumors people are latching onto. You've got you had that one rumor from 4chan, right, that said, oh, the game's about this one guy trying to save his son. There's like volcanoes, the Muty Mice Eater's back, and all the main characters, you know, Chris, Leon, and them lot show up as background characters. You don't play them. That rumor was the biggest one where it's like, this is obvious BS. This can't be real. Because it just sounds like a repetitive RE7 and RE8 mashed together. Like, it can't be legit. And then the other rumors have all basically been the same thing. You've had the Jill rumor, and then you've had the Leon rumor. And that's it. Like, there's not been any other rumors, okay? The bigger, you know, those rumors have pretty much said, oh, you play as Jill, LutuxFix, and then I think there was another guy or someone else that actually posted the same thing. And then you had the Leon stuff where, again, it's like, yeah, you play as Leon. From what it sounds like, it is a case of Capcom is working on 2 campaigns, and you know all the people the people testing these games have no idea about the other campaign. That's what it sounds like to me. Like it is being kept as sort of a surprise, and it's going to be revealed when they reveal the game. So yeah, I do honestly think Dusk is just bullshitting here, because what rumor is there that people missed? What rumor? It's either this or that. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's not been any other rumor here like that people have missed, so it's ridiculous. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all the info there, pretty much. Moving on. That's pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much everything I have when it comes to RE9 recently. Again, remember, I keep saying this. Take it with a grain of salt. This isn't confirmed. I'm hoping it's legit. I really do. I'm hoping all this stuff that LutuxFix is saying is legit. I want it to be true, because this pretty much sounds like the RE game that I would want to play. Like this is what I would want RE9 to be. Like it, and I'm hoping it is. I really do. And I'm hoping this game does get revealed this year. If it does come out this year, great, but I don't think it's happening. Like, I am sticking with the fact this is coming out in 2026. But yeah, guys, like I said, take it with a grain of salt. If you like this, obviously like and subscribe. Thank you very much. And yeah, hopefully we get an update on this soon. So yeah, as always, guys, take care, and I shall see you when I shall see you. Being repetitive here. Take care, and bye.